Yeah, I know. I've been getting a lot of stuff about it, man. So I talked to Mr. Terry today. I told him he can sign me to a two-way contract.
Trey, I guess just, what is it like to be back, and, also just how does this team manage expectations this season given everything that you guys accomplished in 2020?
First of all, it's always good to be back with the guys. The summer is great. You get to travel a little bit and spend time with your family, but you get here and get with the guys that I've been around for 5 years now. It's just like getting back together. It's like a family reunion, so it's always good. Just because of the quality of guys, the character of guys we have, it just make it so much more fun. And what's your second question? I'm sorry, Heather. I'm sorry. What you said again?
Just managing expectations, given everything that this team accomplished in 2020. How do you manage such high expectations? And just what's the mindset?
Just trusting in the process. And, last year is behind us. It doesn't matter because it's a new year. Teams has changed. Expectations have changed for each team. But we don't sort of try to put the expectations of outsider on ourselves. We just try to go in each and every day because we know we got to earn it. It's a tough year. It's a tough league. It's a year-to-year league, and I think that the approach that we are having going into it and the attitude that we got coming into camp, I think that we getting to a great start, and guys are coming in with a great attitude, and guys are buying in. So I think that it's kind of funny though, because when I first got here and got drafted, the expectations were, man, can we please just get to the playoffs? So now it's just, guys, you see guys out, you see fans out. It's like, we're going to win the Super Bowl. So it's so crazy how things have changed, but we wouldn't want it no other way. It just goes to show you that we're doing the things the right way.
Trey, I know there's a sense of a reset every single season, but we just spoke to Levi, and he said there's an anger about this team this season that he's feeling. Would you agree with that just because of how last season ended, as you guys are heading into training camp with so much of the roster returning?
Yeah, I would say so, just because, we put so much hard work in, and then we go into the game, and the weeks leading up to it, we practiced great. We had great preparation. We had a great plan. We thought we going in, and we just didn't play well. So, and that's the thing that's the most disappointing, when you go in and put so much work in and you practice well and you do all the things that you're supposed to do, eating the right things, getting enough amount of sleep and stuff like that. And you just go out and you just have one of those days. So that's definitely the disappointing thing. But I think that we just come back and continue to be who we are. We'll be fine.
You use the term "one of those days." Is there more that you can take from that? It's experience, right?
Yeah.
When a team has been in the spotlight, big game, AFC Championship, that sort of thing. From a preparation, execution, football-specific standpoint, that experience, what can you as a player and you as a team, I guess, take from that?
We got to get better. That night, those guys was a better team. Like you said, they had more experience than us, and obviously that plays a small part in it, and you could tell those guys had been in those big time moments. They didn't shy away from it, and they executed their game plan. So I think going into it now, we just got to continue to build that confidence. So if good Lord say the same, we get to that game again, which we all hope we can just perform at a higher level.
Trey, Levi said that you were one of the best cover corners that he's ever seen, mostly because of your patience and not falling for double moves, kind of just having trust in yourself. How is it, in your perspective, how were you able to develop that kind of patience?
I think it's a trial and error thing, man. I've been beaten on so many routes, been beaten over and over again, and I think that to become that corner that that you want to become is just gonna take time and take patience. It's gonna take trial and error. You're gonna have guys that like this. He's gonna come up. He's gonna give you different looks each and every time. So you just don't know what to expect. And you got guys like Emmanuel Sanders coming in too that's gonna give you a different look too. So I think it's a little bit of just studying film and just learning from your mistakes and trial and error and just going out and being confident no matter what. Because we're sort of in a disadvantage anyway, and if you could do it pretty good, I think that you be in for a good career. So I'm happy that he said that, because man, I put a lot of work in, and I take a lot of time, and I put a lot of work into my craft, and I take it seriously. So to hear one of my teammates say it is something that I don't take lightly.
How tricky is it to kind of develop that mentality that this isn't you getting beat, this is a lesson to be learned, this is part of trial and error?
obviously coming in as a young guy and then coming in from LSU, my coach was, get up and challenge the guy. He didn't care. He don't care about the result. He just cared about you fixing your technique and believing in yourself. So it took me a while to get that because I'm so competitive. I don't want a guy to catch a 1-yard hitch or a 3-yard slant, but it's unrealistic. So I think that it just comes with maturity and just knowing that everything is not about you being a bad player. It's about you learning too. You got to learn from your mistakes, and I think that as I matured in this league, I know that sometimes I can learn a lesson. So I go back to the film and watch. Okay, next time I know how to play it different. So it just take a little bit of trial and error and maturity too.
Was last year more challenging for you behind the scenes with everything going on? We went up to the last couple of days before the opt-out to even know if you were going to be playing football, but maybe more than fans realize all the different things you had to go through as a team and personally, maybe that we all realize? Oh,
yeah, for sure. But, once I got here and once the ball got rolling, Sal, man, I think that my teammates, the coaches, they did a great job of just making it feel sort of normal, which it wasn't a normal year, but they made it seem normal as it could be. So being here and being around this staff and our support system, they just make things so much more easier.
You're going to your 5th year now. I mean,
yeah.
Kind of, I don't mean this in a bad way, the old man of the group, right? I mean, you come in and it goes quick, right? I mean,
yeah, and you know what, Sal? Over the summer when we was on our Zoom calls, and so after the meetings, the younger guys got to stay on and do some other type of development, and Coach Butler was like, all right, Trey, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, it's a weird feeling, but it's a good feeling. But it's like, man, I'm growing up, and it's a blessing, man, that I can be that outlet for those young guys. Those guys come to me, ask me how should I play this, how should I do this. So it's something that I look forward to. It's a new challenge for me now, and I think that if I continue to do that and lead those guys the right way, I think that these guys will be fine.
Micah joked that he should send flowers to Brandon Beane because of all the help that he got you guys on defense, drafting guys like Greg and Boogie. Just what are your impressions of those guys so far?
Coach McDermott says it all the time. To win in this league, you got to be strong up front. Offensive line and defensive line, and that's the approach that those guys took in the draft and into free agency too. So I think that they do a great job of that, and also I want to send Brandon Beane and Coach McDermott flowers for keeping us together, man. You don't see secondaries or guys like this stand together for this long. I've been fortunate enough to have Jordan and Micah for the 5 years I've been here. Then Levi, his 4th year too. So it's quite special, man. And it's a group that I forever cherish. And the times that we have together, we just gonna cherish it each and every day.
You mentioned Levi, and the maturity. We just heard him talk for 10 minutes, and the maturity with him year to year, you just see it grow. Every year that you've been here, there's been like this veteran in the group competing for that 2 spot. Josh Norman, EJ Gaines, Kevin Johnson. Now he's kind of that guy in a lot of ways. I mean, how much have you seen him grow?
Each and every year, Levi, he never seems to amaze me, man. He's a guy, he's super consistent. He's going to be in the right spot each and every time. He's not going to have any mental bust. So anytime a play happens, it's going to be physical. It's never going to be mental with him. So you can always live with that. And he's a guy that he's coming along, man. He tackles, he comes up, he covers too, and he just take on the challenge each and every year. Each and every year they bring somebody in to try to beat him out, and he just stands strong each and every time, and that says a lot about him, and that says a lot about his mental. Even with, I think I said this last year, man, I respect him so much more because he's a guy that walked on at Alabama, and to start and to go in undrafted, what are the chances of him making the squad? And then he's been a starter for 4 years, so he's a guy that I tell him all the time, man, I just respect your grind.
What have you taken from him? He's mentioned things he's taken from you. What have you taken from him over this time?
Just his mental approach. Like I said, just he was from the get-go, his chances of making it were slim, So for him to walk on, like I said, at Alabama, and then go undrafted and battle it out, and then for him to be thrown in the fire, week 10, 2018, and he's been holding on ever since. So what else could you say about the guy? So it's just good to watch on a day-to-day basis.
Trey, we heard just before you, Cody was really open about, he talked to a mental health coach, and during his rehab, he kind of rediscovered himself. Going through what you went through a year ago at this time, what Sal mentioned behind the scenes, and, just that aspect, just how important is it for you guys as athletes to take care of your mental health, and what we heard Cody be so open about?
Oh man, it's definitely important. You see a lot of things that's going on now with athletes just coming out, and it's cool. Now it's been it's not frowned upon to talk about. A lot of people see athletes as these superhumans that don't have emotions and that they don't go through things because we're playing a game for a living. But it's so much that we have going on our minds that as we come to work. We have families too. We have friends that go through things that weigh up on us because they look at us as the person that they can turn to because we're in this situation that we're in. So it's a lot of, we get pulled each and every direction, and then we got to come here and try to perform and be the best version of ourselves. So that's a tough thing to juggle. Being young, he's young. I think he's like 23, 24 years old. So it's a lot of stuff that's on his shoulders too. So I think that, it's good that guys are open and talking about it, and guys are not afraid to get help and say that they are getting help. So, yeah.
Frank, I think you just kind of referenced it, and it's by no means is it a direct comparison at all, but you see someone like Simone Biles come out and go through that whole. But as a professional athlete and a performer at a high level, to what degree what's your take on that, and can you relate at all?
Most definitely. She's been doing it at a high level, and the expectations on her is to continue to do it at a high level. And if she don't do it at a high level, it's so much backlash on her because the expectations are here. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot on a person. It's a lot that's on her, and it's a lot that's on a lot of athletes, man. That it's just the pressures of trying to perform well on a big stage is just it's something that I can't explain because it's just like if you don't perform well, then you're not who you think you are or who we thought you were. So it's a lot of just beating down. When people don't perform well as people think they should, it's just a lot that you have to deal with. And if you're not strong and have a solid foundation of people around you to support you, it becomes tough.
Do you care about your Madden rating or ranking?
You know what, Sarah? I really don't, because like I said, I don't even play the game. I own a system because Levi actually bought me a PlayStation 5 last year for Christmas, but I still haven't opened it. So I really don't care about it. It is what it is. But I think one of the guys here told me that I was like the fourth guy. So yeah, it's cool. I really don't care. I don't play Madden, but my little cousins do. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be hitting me up and telling me all about it.
All right, thanks guys.
All right, y'all. Thank you.